Hi guys, this is Abhishek. Today we are going to see an interesting topic in English which is called verbs. What is verbs? So here is the answer. Verb is king in English. The shortest sentence contains a verb. You can make a one-word sentence with a verb. For example, stop. You cannot make a one-word sentence with any other type of word. Like verbs are sometimes described as action verbs. This is partly true. Many verbs give the idea of action, of doing something. For example, words like run, fight, and do and work all convey the action. But some verbs do not give the idea of action. They give the idea of existence, of state, of being. That is being within quotes. For example, verbs like be, exist, seem, or belong all convey state. A verb always has a subject. In the sentence, John speaks English. John is the subject of the sentence and speak is the verb. In simple terms, therefore, we can say that verbs are words that tell us what a subject does or is. They describe action and state. Here an example for action is Ram plays football. The state is Anthony seems kind. In these two examples, we can find the action as Ram plays football and the state is Anthony seems kind. That something very special about verbs in English. Most other words like adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, etc. do not change in form. Although nouns can have singular or plural forms, but almost all verbs change in form. For example, the verb to work has 5 forms. To work, work, works, worked, working. Of course, this is still very few forms compared to some languages which may have 30 or more forms of a single verb. In the lesson we took at the ways in which we classify verbs followed as a quiz, to test or your understanding. Verb classification. We divide verbs into 2 broad classifications. One is the main verb and another is the helping verbs. Now if you go to the main verbs, now imagine that the same stranger walks into your room and says, I teach, people eat, the earth rotates. Do you understand something? Has this person communicated something to you? Probably yes, but not a lot, but something. That's because these verbs are main verbs and have meaning on their own. They tell us something. Of course, there are thousands of main verbs. In the following table, we see example sentence with helping verbs and main verbs. Notice that all these sentences in the main verb have a main verb, only some of them have a helping verb. Like for example, John likes coffee. Here, likes is the main verb. You lied to me. Here the main verb is lied. They are happy. Here the main verb is are. The children are playing. Now if you take the helping verb is are, A-R-E. Now in the next sentence, we must go now. I do not want any. Now if you take the helping verb is must and the another verb will be now. Now the helping verbs and main verbs can be further subdivided as we shall see in the upcoming examples. These examples, like infinitive or base imperative, like consider examples of infinitive. I want to work. He has to sing. This exercise is easy to do. These are some of the examples for infinitive. But if you take the base imperative, work well, make this, have a nice day, be quiet. These are base imperative. Now base present simple, it is except the third person singular. I work in London. You sing well. They have a lot of money. These are the base present simple. Now if you take the base after modal auxiliary verbs, I can work tomorrow. You must sing louder. These are the examples for base after the modal auxiliary verbs. If you take the past simple, I worked yesterday. She cut his hair last week. They had a good time. They were surprised. Past participle, if you take the examples for past participle, I have worked here for 5 years. I have never been so happy. Now the past participle, these are the examples. Now we go to the present participle. I am working. Singing well is not easy. Now the third person singular or the present simple is he works in London, she sings well, she has a lot of money. It is Vietnamese. Now if we go to the next, we will discuss about the helping verbs. Now we were talking about the main verbs, now we are going to talk about the helping verbs. In the helping verbs, imagine that a stranger walks into your room and says, I can, people must, the earth will. Do you understand anything? No. Has the person communicated anything to you? Probably not. That's because these verbs are helping verbs and have no meaning on their own. I mean, like, they are necessary for the grammatical structure of the sentence, but they do not tell us very much alone. We usually use helping verbs with main verbs. They help. The main verb, the sentence in the above examples show us how the helping words play a vital role. Okay, so this is about the verbs, how we use the main verbs and the helping verbs. So hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Thank you.